Hi guys, welcome back. So I know it's been a while since I have done a talk through tutorial, but I'm back and today I'm going to be doing a video on how I contour my nose, the 3 ways you can contour your nose. I'm going to try and cover all different types of noses. Everyone's nose is different, as you know. So yeah, so let's get right into this. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my iPad because I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so there's 3 ways you can contour your nose. For me personally, I usually just stick to powder. So that means that I don't do any cream contouring. I just, at the end, when I'm done with my makeup, I use my powder contour to add those, lines on the side of my nose, and I go from there. So let's start with the first way. So the first way would be to use concealer, and only concealer, nothing else, and just setting that with powder. So today I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Warm Honey for demo. So let's see, I'm just going to squirt some of this up. As you can see, I look crazy because I only have on foundation right now and a little bronzer on the forehead. So what I want to do is I'm going to place it underneath my eye like I usually do. Most people bring it all the way to the sides of their nose, and I do, but I try to do it at the end when there's the least product on the tip, just because I don't want a lot to be like gunked up on the side, because that's where I get cakiness in this corner. So let's see, I'm going to make my strips. And I'm just gonna highlight everywhere else. And then the important part, you want to put it down the center of your nose. That will elongate your nose, especially if you have a short nose. For me, I try not to put too much product there because I find like blending it out it's not necessary. So then for me, I use a beauty sponge. As you can see, it's extremely dirty, sorry. You want to make sure it's wet always, and then blend it out. So what I do is I always do under the eye first, going back and forth, pulling it out. Okay, so as you can see, that side's done. I just need to do the sides of the nose. So by doing this, the concealer creates a natural shadow closer in the into the nose, which will make the nose appear smaller. And I'm putting that right on top of where my nose flares out at the bottom, where most people's nose naturally flares out. And then I'm pulling it all the way in to the sides. But I don't want to mess up all that eyeshadow I have on the inner corners. So that's one side. Okay. Then I'm going to do the other side. So as you can see, the nose already appears slimmer with that concealer still down the center. And as you can see, the concealer down the center does make the nose appear longer and straighter, which when we use the highlighter, the shimmery highlighter at the end, it'll create that same illusion. So kind of pinching the sponge, I'm blending it down center. As you can see, snatched. Okay, and then I'm just going to do my forehead really quick so everything is even. Okay, so as you can see, it already gives the appearance of a slimmer nose. Most people don't really care about contouring their nose. They're happy with their nose. Shout out to you. So they just will set it with powder from here. So like I would use my Laura Mercier powder, set my nose, set my entire face, go from there, not worrying about setting my nose with any contour powder. That's it. The nose doesn't get touched anymore. For me, if I were to I would never just do concealer, but that's just me personally, because I like for my nose to be contoured. I like for there to be a little bit of darkness in the center of my face just to balance out like the contour and the bronzer and everything like that. So that is one way. So the second way would be cream contouring. So you would still do this highlighting step that I did before, except you would take your cream contour, which I'm going to use, let's see. So I'm going to use my other LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Dark Cocoa. I honestly could go like a shade lighter, but this is what I have. I usually use in the summer, so it usually works in the summer. It's a really nice shade. So what you want to remember with contour colors is you're mimicking a shadow. So you don't want them to be too red and you don't want them to be too gray, because then it'll make you look ashy and muddy. So you kind of have to find that balance. It's okay if it has a little red in it. Most products for women of color do have red in them. You kind of can't get away from that. So like for this color, you see how it's pretty neutral, not too much red. It works. I don't usually cream contour in the center of my face because for me sometimes it ends up looking muddy. I haven't really like mastered it, and for me the powder works, so I'm not really pressed on doing that. But sometimes if I'm going out, I want my nose to be super snatched, I will do this. But honestly most of the time I don't. So you still want to push a little bit of product. It's kind of stuck because I haven't used it in a while. And most people will just create the stripes on the sides of their nose using this little like brush. But I like for my lines to be a little, I want them to be placed correctly. So I'm going to use a smaller brush. So I'm going to put some of this in the back of my hand, if it would come out. Okay. You don't need too much. I'm going to take this Real Techniques domed shadow brush. So this is really for the eyes, but since the bristles are perfect for the nose, so I'm going to use this. Don't let someone ever tell you that you can't use brushes for different reasons. You can use them for whatever you want. So for my nose, I like the bridge of my nose. It's fairly straight. I have a little bump on the side, but you can't really see it. For me, it's just like the width at the bottom, which is normal. So I want my nose to seem longer, and I want the center to be extremely slim. And for me, actually it's not extremely, like I don't really care. I don't, this part usually doesn't take me this long, but for this purpose, we're gonna do it. So I'm going to go down those naturally, like you see the natural lines that are kind of already there. I'm gonna start in the center. Okay, and then you always want it to connect up into the eyebrows, and really the reason for that is because you don't want your contour to look like it's starting out of nowhere. So that gives it, you know, a nice little flow. And then I'm bringing it down to the nostril. And I'm kind of, the nice thing about this brush is it's kind of blending as I'm going, so that I don't have to blend too much when I'm done. I try not to put too much right here at the bottom because I feel like that's where like it starts to look muddy. So as you can see, the two lines are there. Okay. So you can see the nose is super slender and snatched. So you want to contour the bottom of your nose, and that elongates it. Leave it as is if you already have like a longer bridge, if you don't want to elongate it any more than it already is. I want to put into these hollows that I have right here on the sides of my nose. And sometimes I'll use my finger because the finger sometimes is the best. I'm going to blend it out. So what you want to remember is that the closer you bring in the lines, the more slender your bridge will look. So if you want your bridge, if your issue is your bridge, you want it to be slender, you bring the lines in closer together. You saw how the finger helped with that a lot. So I'll take my concealer again and just place a little bit down the center just to open all of that back up. And then I'll squeeze my sponge again. Voila. Take my Laura Mercier translucent powder, drop some of this in here, and then I'm just going to set my nose. So I'm just going to use this Real Techniques setting brush. I'm just going to set my nose area. But if you do this step, the last thing you want to do is you want to use some sort of like shimmery highlighter to further brighten down the center of the nose. It's honestly my favorite part. I think it's so cute. One thing I want to say though is that if you want to create the illusion of like a button nose at the bottom, you want to use that same contour, that cream contour, and like cut the center of the nose. So I would have created a line right here so the bulb of my nose kind of sits up and sits out. But I don't like to do that. I don't think it works for my face shape. But what I will do is when I use the highlighting powder, the shimmery one, I will, as you see in most of my videos, I'll drop a dot right in the center, and it does kind of create that illusion of a button nose, which is cute. So today I'm using my Anastasia So Hollywood Illuminator. I love it. So it's kind of, you know, a gold shade, something I usually always use. And then what you want to remember about putting the highlighter on your nose is that if you put too much down the center, like the width of the highlighter is too thick, which usually I do mess up with this, it will just make your, like, take away what you just did. So it'll make your nose still look wide. It won't add to the slimming of the nose. It'll only enhance the width of your nose. So honestly, the best, I don't like for my hands to get dirty when I do my makeup, so I usually use a brush, but it's nice to use your finger and then just run it down the center of where that highlighting powder is, and then right on the tip of the nose. So I'll do that today. Sometimes I do like kind of go in on this, but I just like how it looks. Right here. And then I'll just lift the nose. Okay, so that is with the cream contour. For the third way, it is powder. So this is my personal fave. This is what I do in most of my videos that you see. I just use some sort of powder contour, so like my sleek contour kit in the color dark. I also have medium as well. Medium is actually better for me right now because it is the winter seasons, but actually I might go with medium because I did use that darker contour, cream contour, and I don't want it to start looking muddy, which I told you I do not mess with. And then with this step, you also, I'm going to show you how to kind of like bake or, you know, add more highlighting powder on the sides of the nose, which further create the illusion of a slimmer nose. So going in with this, I'm going to take the brush I always use, which is this Coastal Scents BR-C-N06. It's this brush. Really affordable, as most people know. I love my Coastal Scents eyeshadows. Their brushes are good too. I always use this for my nose because it's like the shape of it is squeezed kind of like on the side and then still fluffy, so that as I'm placing the product, it's blending it at the same time, so I don't get those harsh, you know, lines on the side, which most people don't like and why most people are scared to contour their nose. So that is with the powder. So if you were to take the cream contour away and this was your only step, you would do the same steps as I said in the cream contour, if you know what I mean. So you would still find like the hollow sides of your nose, and for some people, I follow the natural bridge of my nose. Some people, since they don't like their bridge, they will bring in the lines a little bit closer in their natural bridge, which is fine. That will make your nose create summer. Sometimes you don't want to bring in too far because this technique is from drag, so it will have your nose looking a little too Michael Jackson. So, you know, you just want to be careful. So for the next step, it is basically like the baking powder. So a lot of times I will use my Laura Mercier powder, as I used in some of my previous videos. This MAC shaping powder in soft focus, which I love. As you can see, I've hit pan. Both this and the Laura Mercier just have brightening components. So by putting it on the right next to where I created those lines and kind of letting it sit, or wiping it away immediately, whatever you want to do, it just further enhances those lines, and it kind of makes the appearance of the sides kind of disappear, especially in pictures. And for me, like I said in the beginning, the sides is what I don't like the most, so I always make sure I place some of this product on the side. Then I use the MAC shaping powder. I'm going to take my e.l.f. blush brush. Love this brush. Try to ensure I always use it. I definitely recommend it. And I'm just going to, and the nice thing about this brush is, just like the other brush I was using to contour, it's kind of pinched on the sides and then fluffy up top. So can you see that? I took the powder and I placed it right next to where the line is starting. And it makes, essentially it's supposed to make the line, the sides of your nose kind of disappear, and you just really see that those two lines going down the center. So as you can see, nose is snatched. Yeah, that last step, the powder contour in this step, is what I personally do. But everyone's different. Some people like live for the cream contour. Totally understand. Yeah, so I mean, nose contouring is a step that I do not skip. I just feel like it looks crazy with like my whole face being snatched in the center, just kind of like one color. So I like how it looks. The key to this, honestly, is to blend to death. If you don't, that's how you end up with those really harsh, muddy lines that kind of sometimes look cute in pictures, but in person they look a hot mess. Which, I mean, honestly, pictures are important, but you don't want to be out here looking like a catfish. So it's important to blend, blend, blend. So I added some blush and some highlight on my cheeks to bring it all together. So I hope this video helped, guys. Like and subscribe. Let me know if you want me to record this eye look. I actually really like how it turned out. I'm trying to do more color lately. This purple is popping. Yeah, let me know if this helps. Make sure you comment. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.